All right guys, welcome back to Drive It Out. My name is Adam and I am super excited today to have this pickup truck behind me here to review, but I want to start off right off the bat and I want to thank Chris at Lee Summit Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. If you are looking for one of these vehicles, these guys would love to help you out and give you a great buying experience. I am super stoked that they allowed me to come here today and review this truck. So let's get right into it. Now, if you are a pickup truck fan, if you had followed the evolution of pickup trucks over the recent decades, you know that pickup trucks have kind of come from a history of it's all about ruggedness, it's all about utility. What can you accomplish with it as a tool for work? And over the years, it really turned into something that we could easily live with every day as well. So the creature comforts that have found their way into the modern pickup truck are really fantastic these days. And this particular pickup truck right here is a great example. So what we've got to here today is a new Ram 1500. This is a limited. It's obviously a crew cab. It's a 4x4, but this one is a little bit unique because it is the eco-diesel. That's a 3-liter 6-cylinder diesel engine. It's got great torque, great power, and you are ready to get the job done with this vehicle. So let's get into this vehicle. Let's start with the front and the design here. We'll get into this new Ram and we'll work our way toward the back. So here at the front of the Ram, this styling, remember, this is new for 2019, right? So it's been around a couple years, but what they did with the front of this, they made it look really nice, and they kind of, it's aggressive while still being kind of minimalist as you go on around the truck. So I like the rays on the hood right here to contribute to that aggressive look. You've got these awesome LED lights, and they've got just enough chrome up here to really set this thing off. So I really like that. And you've obviously got your parking sensors down here and these cool hooks in the front. But as they come down on the side of the truck, they've got the logo up here on the side of the hood, and they bring that chrome trim back here a little bit on the side, but right after these nice 20-inch wheels here that look really good on this limited edition. All right guys, let's go down the side of this Ram 1500 now. The first thing that you notice is it's got that nice ride height. Looks real nice. That's because those running boards on the side have retracted up into the side of the vehicle. They're automatic on this limited trim, and that's a really nice feature to have. So as you come down the side of this truck, again, it's kind of got some minimalist design here on the side compared to some other trucks in its class, but I like it. It's kind of a handsome look. Now, you can tell there's a lot of room in that cab. This crew cab has a lot of space specifically for people in the back, and it can be a really comfortable place to ride. But as you come back, this has the shorter bed, right? It's a little bit over 5.5 feet. But again, I'm really liking the way that these wheels set off the side profile of this truck. Just a really handsome design. So now let's go here to the back, and I want to talk about what we got going on in the back. There's some really cool features back here. All right guys, here at the back of this Ram 1500, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on back here. It's not super busy. You know, a lot of modern trucks, the competition, you get really busy with steps on the bumpers, and you've got steps when you pull down the gate, or the tailgate has other features. They've got grab bars they've put in here. You know, they've kept this kind of simple, and I like that. It looks really clean. So again, like I mentioned before, your parking sensors are kind of hidden in the trim down at the bottom of the bumper, and I like the way that that keeps everything clean up here. So clean lines, real nice. You've got your chrome logos back here, your badges, but you've got a soft open bed, which I really like. Now, this is a little bit over 5.5 foot long bed, but it's got a really nice bed liner in it. It's good and wide. You're gonna be able to lay down 4 foot wide pieces of plywood or whatever material you need to put back here. And you know what, it's simple, but you've got good LED lights in there. You've got good places to hook up your tow straps. It just works really well. It's nice and functional. So now, this again is the eco-diesel. So depending on how you outfit your truck with that motor, you could pull up to 12,000 plus pounds with that motor. The motor's got a lot of torque, and it really works well on this trim of truck with how smooth it is and the transmission that they've put on this thing. But I am excited to drive it, but as I drive it, I want to get inside and I want to talk about what's going on in the inside of this truck, because I really think that you're going to like this limited trim and what it has to offer inside. All right guys, we are inside this Ram 1500 Limited, and I have to say I'm really impressed with this interior here. It is a first-class experience all the way around. Now, from the driver's seat, I have to say the things that I am enjoying the most are the materials in here. This is very cool. I've got unique materials everywhere. They've blended them well. You know, soft materials and hard materials are tough to blend well together, and they've done it in here. You know, we've got good soft touch materials as well as a really unique wood trim in here that I think is pretty handsome. So especially with this unique color. Now they've even brought that onto the steering wheel. I've got a steering wheel that's both leather and wood trim, and I have to say it gives it a first class feel in here right away. Now, uniquely from the driver's seat, I'm gonna go ahead and brag on the gauges really quick, because this might be my favorite part of the entire truck is the gauges here. They are so good looking. They've combined analog gauges with a great digital display in here in a way that I really like. I like the colors, I like the font, I like how concise the screen in the middle is and how clear it is to read and go through the functions of. I'm just really impressed with those gauges. You know, all digital dash is nice and looks unique and it's customizable, right? But I really am a sucker for good looking analog gauges, and this has it, and it's combined it with a good screen in the middle. Now, speaking of screens, you obviously will notice this big one in the middle. This is a very large infotainment screen. This is 12 inches. Now, this is the Uconnect system. This is a highly touted system. People are usually very impressed with this system, and I can see why, because it's very easy to use. Everything is very clear on here, and even for a first timer, if you are a first timer with this system, it's very easy to learn, and I really like it now. And they haven't just gone all big screen right here. It's not one big giant screen. They have tastefully put actual buttons around here in areas that really make sense. Now, I really like when you can blend a display with good buttons and knobs, and they've done that here. You've got good buttons and knobs, something that's clear to reach for and grab to in a quick situation when you don't have time to reach over and look where you need to touch, and make sure you press it hard enough and, you know, run your finger in a certain manner. You can just grab the knob and get it done. I like that. Now, they've incorporated really cool switches here in the middle as well for kind of your tow features and raise and lower the truck and things like that, as well as messing with your parking sensors. But I like those. It's kind of a cockpit feel when they add switches like that, and I like that. That's really unique. But I have to say, this center console is massive, and one of the reasons that is because they've taken away any shifter from here in the center console, and it's not up here on the column. It's right here. You've got a dial shifter here. Now, I can like or not like the dial shifters depending on the car and the situation and how it's done, but this one I think is done well because you can really feel the shifts when you turn it. It feels crisp. You know when you're going from gear to gear, you're not getting lost kind of in the turning of the system, but they put it right here by your two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive buttons as well, so you can shift from two-wheel drive and then four-wheel drive auto or high or low or whatever you need to do. But so I'm happy with the way they've done that knob, but you can see they've put it over here to save room, and this is definitely a massive situation we have going on here with this center console, but I like it. And one of the big reasons is it's kind of customizable. So, you know, you raise this up, and this whole center part of the center console, you can move back and forth to kind of suit your needs. You know, you have different features up here in the front than you have here in the back. Now here in the back, it's really deep. There's a lot of room there, and you've got different things you could fit back there that you couldn't up here. But if you move this back and you come up here, you've got stuff that will hold things still. You can stick a phone or a tablet in here and it's gonna keep it locked in, but it's still easy to pull in and out. And you've got good power up here. You even have 115 power up here as well. But I like being able to move that, put it where I want. You have smaller storage here for other unique items as well. But something that is unique is they've actually put some references. They've done some math and put it here for you. There's a cool graph in here that actually is a conversion chart for converting metric sizes to standard sizes if you want a quick reference for what, you know, wrenches are close in size or whatever. But you actually have some other math on here as well that are great for quick reference. But I love that because it's just a really plain sign of how they blended two worlds here. This is a vehicle that is meant for work, to accomplish a task, you know, to be rugged and accomplish work, but it also does the luxury game in here very well. So let's put this down, and you actually got another space in here in this center console that's kind of for more delicate items, soft stuff. You've got power in here. You can charge things as well, and it all closes under this nice leather lid here with this stitching that they've done in here all over the seats, and here in the center is really unique in this limited model, and I like it. But you got cup holders here on the back of the center console as well. But all in all, this is a first-class experience up here. When you're the captain of the ship and you're sitting in this driver's seat, you really cannot help but feel special sitting here. And they've really done a great job with this interior, and I really think it's perhaps the biggest highlight of this vehicle. So, but let's go into the back seat and see what it's like up there. Are the passengers in the back missing out on anything? Are they getting the full experience that this truck has to offer? I think you're gonna be surprised, so let's go back there and take a look. There is leg room galore back here. It's very easy to get comfortable because there's just so much space back here. Now, you can carry 3 people back here, but if you've only got 2, you've got a nice center console as well. So you've got cup holders and you've got storage, you know, nice soft storage in there. And you've got good power back here for your backseat passengers. So, you know, you've got 115 power back here just like you do in the front. And you know what, you've also got controls to control these heated and cooled seats. So that's not just for the people in the front, but it's also for the people who are riding back here, and that's a very nice touch. So, but I just can't get over the space back here. I really enjoy how much space I have back here for riding in the back seat. But I want to show you some of the unique storage that they have here in the back, so let me get out and show you some of that as well. So one of the best traits in a modern pickup these days is how much storage they can put inside the cab. Now, this one's done a pretty good job. You've got good storage here under the back seats, and I really like these floor mats, by the way. You've kind of got the summer top on the floor mats on top, but you can unbutton that and just have your rubber mats for the winter or for when you're going off-road or something like that, getting in a muddy situation. But under here, you've got more storage, and I really like it. They've done a good job of putting stuff in here. And again, even in that storage unit, you've got a ruler on the trim. It just, everywhere there's little imprints of references, things you can reference in here that are really gonna help you out if you're in the field and doing work with this vehicle. But I really like the storage that they've added back here in this limited truck. So I have to say that the ride quality on this Ram 1500 is evident right away. The way this thing takes on the bumps and the ripples in the road is quite impressive. Now, this does have the optional air suspension on it, which absolutely helps, but man, the ride is excellent. So getting on the highway here, you know, with all the torque this thing has, it's obviously no problem at all. But man, I've driven this highway before and that exit ramp before, and I don't remember it being that smooth, that's for sure. So this is something that's easy to cruise in. You know, you sit up high, you know, your visual points of reference are kind of far away, and you don't realize, but you can get up to speed really, really quickly, and if you're not paying attention, you'll be at a pretty high speed before you know it. So for a big truck, the turning radius is actually quite sharp. But again, the low end torque is not going to leave you complaining on this for sure. Now, you're in a big truck, so, you know, it's not, you know, it's not meant to handle like a sports car or anything like that, but it does do a good job of competently putting you through the corners and giving you good feedback. So this is definitely something that you could easily live with day to day, especially if you're going to be hauling a lot of people or a lot of things. This is going to do family duty really well, and everybody's going to be comfortable. Again, you gotta love the power that this diesel has. It's so easy to do what you need to do around town, stoplight to stoplight, but yet you get on the highway, get to the speed you want, and just start cruising in no time flat. Now, I do have to say that road noise in this isn't too bad at all. I mean, this doesn't have off-road tires on it or anything like that. It would definitely increase if you did that, but I'm going into the wind here, and it's still relatively quiet in here, and I feel like I could have a conversation with any of my passengers without yelling, that's for sure. But I've got to talk about my favorite part of the driving experience in this Ram, and it has to be the transmission. You know, it's a variant of that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, and it's just so good. You know, they're using it in so many vehicles these days, everything from sports cars to sedans, to SUVs and pickup trucks. You know, there's a lot of brands using versions of that transmission, but it does so well in a heavy-duty outfit like this. It's very smooth, it's very precise, it feels good. 8 speeds is good, you know. Someone can be left wondering, you know, if in certain situations 10 is too many. If you're someone who feels that way, you know, 6 is good, but I think 8 is a really happy medium, especially knowing that in this thing, it's gonna be nice and smooth and be where you want it, and you're gonna be able to cruise easily, and the transmission really isn't gonna beg for your attention or anything like that. You're not gonna notice it. And all the while, you can get almost 30 miles to the gallon on the highway when you drive this. All right guys, to sum things up on this Ram 1500, I have to say that the modern pickup truck has a tall order that it has to meet, right? It has to do a lot of things. You gotta be able to do good work in it. You gotta be able to accomplish tasks. It's gotta have lots of utility, while at the same time, it needs to be something comfortable to ride in day to day, to haul lots of passengers, do day-to-day duty with a family, things like that. That's why you get a crew cab pickup, right? So I have to say that the way that this truck in particular blends both of those worlds is pretty awesome. So again, the powertrain on this truck is excellent. I like the torque of that diesel. I really like that 8-speed ZF transmission in there, but the ride quality is excellent on this one. It does have the air ride suspension, but being in this cockpit is kind of special compared to maybe some other trucks in its class. It does some really nice things on the interior that really make it feel like you're in something unique, and when you're in that driver's seat especially, it's really nice. You've got really good gauges. Everything's really clear. The infotainment that you connect is really, really solid. So I have to say that that is really what sets apart this Ram from maybe other trucks of this size, is that experience of being inside and in that cockpit. So overall, this is a handsome truck. We're really happy with this. I really want to thank the guys at Lee Summit Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Chris and the guys. They really would love to help you out if you're looking for a vehicle like this. Remember, this is the Kansas City area. You never have to travel cross country to get to Kansas City. It's centrally located. So if you're looking for something like this, please come here, talk to the guys, talk to Chris and the guys. They would love to take care of you and give you a great buying experience. Thank you so much for watching this review. I do want to remind you to subscribe here at the bottom of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.